My question is for Kevin Rudd. In 2010, you took the decision to delay implementing an emission trading scheme, a scheme which had or appeared to have the support of the majority of the population and which contributed to your election of your government in 2007. In the light of the current acrimonious debate over a carbon price, do you regret making that decision?
I think my judgment then was wrong.
I know why you think that.
No, it was just the reason was it's wrong.
Well, you were convinced to do it, Kevin.
Well, hang on.
You can
leave that to one side.
You can be honest.
I'll come to you in a minute, but let's hear the answer if you don't mind.
Well,
no, I don't mind.
I mean, I could sort of dance around this on eggshells, but I'm not. I think
that's really interesting.
The judgment that I made was wrong. And, what, dancing on eggshells? Or?
No, telling us that what you made a real mistake. It's very rare in Australian politics for that to happen.
Look, can I just interrupt here? It was widely interpreted as stepping away from a human promise. You've been asked if you regret that. It proved to be a fateful decision, so why did you do it?
Well, if you want to sort of pull back and go into the entrails, it may not be a pretty story.
But go on.
That's exactly what we're
Laurie
Why do I sense that your motives are less than pure, Julie Bishop?
Laurie Oakes has already told the story, Kevin. You can share it with everyone tonight.
There's a couple of things which sort of put it into context. We're talking about, about 12 months ago. And so, remember, we'd already put the emissions trading scheme to the Senate twice. And Julie's party, the Coalition, voted it down twice.
And the Greens.
And voted it down twice.
And the Greens did too.
Well, hang on. The Greens can't do that by themselves. And
That's not really right.
that's the first point. So, part of one of the factors which was alive in our mind at the time was we need a new Senate. Following the next election, there was no way the Coalition is going to maintain dominance of the Senate. As it's proven, the Greens now control the Senate as of 1 July this year. So a basis for delaying the implementation 2 years was mindful of the fact the Senate would change. But, there are other factors at play too.
Well, what other factors were in play? I mean, were you driven in this direction by others?
I don't think it's a secret to all assembled here that there were a diversity of views within the Labor Party at the time.
And within the Cabinet?
That wouldn't be stretching the truth too far. And so you had some folk who wanted to get rid of it altogether. That is, kill the ETS as a future proposition for the country. I couldn't abide that. There are others who said we should stick to the existing timetable, apart from the fact that the Senate couldn't deliver it. So I tried to find a way up the middle of all that, preserve the unity of the government. On balance, it was the wrong call, because we should have simply tried to sail straight ahead. You make mistakes in public life. That was a big one. I made it, and I'm responsible
Cabinet
for
is
it.
often split on issues like this. Was this worse than that?
Oh, this was pretty big.
When you say that, you mean vitriolic?
It was pretty big.
And I mean, we're talking about history here, and part of that history you spelled out yourself to the Labor caucus. I mean, we know from the leaked documents from the Labor caucus that you were approached by Julia Gillard and Wayne Swan to drop the ETS, or at least to shelve it. You're saying some people actually wanted to get rid of it altogether. Was it them?
There were a diversity of views. And all I can say, look, I'm not going to go down to name names about who had what position where. All I'm saying is, Prime Minister at the time, you've got a couple of considerations. One is, can you get this thing through the Senate? Current Senate, no. Tried twice, they voted it down. Sorry,
we don't
they voted
control
it down.
the Senate.
The second was unity of the show. And that is,
you're talking about unity of the Cabinet now?
Yeah, no, unity of the government, unity of the Cabinet. So, as Prime Minister, you're also responsible for that as well. So, but putting all those things together, that's what weighed on my mind, I think, on balance. As I said in my initial reaction to your question, was it was a wrong call for which I uniquely am responsible.
OK, I can't let this go by. People got their hands up, and I'll come to some of you in a moment, but it's intriguing what you've just said. I mean, you've basically said, if I understand it correctly, that some people within Cabinet wanted to get rid of the ETS forever, not just to shelve it, delay it, but actually to get rid of it, were opposed to it.
Well, as I said, there were strong views on both sides of the equation.
Within the Cabinet?
Yep. And,
and
it wasn't at the local preschool, let me tell you.
Okay, so let's just get to the bottom of this. Did those people in Cabinet...
I think we've gone far enough.
Well, we've gone quite a long way, it's true, but certainly we haven't heard this before. So I'm intrigued to know whether those people who came to you, who've been named, we'll say, in the caucus, whether those people wanted to get rid of the ETS forever.
I'm not going to go and characterise individuals, not in a forum like this. All I can say is I'm just trying to answer the gentleman's question directly. That there were very different views. People were concerned, to be fair to their view, that with the global financial crisis, the ability and the uncertain employment prospects, we're talking about 2000 and early 2010, where we still didn't know how far out of the woods we had come, that people were quite concerned about in putting a price on carbon, its effect on family incomes at a time when a whole lot of people were under financial stress. So to be fair to that argument, that's what they were putting forward. But as I said, there are some who wanted to junk it. There were others who wanted to sail straight ahead, notwithstanding the fact we didn't control the Senate. I tried to find a path up the middle of that. It didn't work. It failed.
Same people that wanted to junk it are the same people that want to bring a carbon tax in now?
The key. Let me answer this way. No, I'm not going to answer. I don't go down that road, mate. It's a nice try for the fourth time. But but all I'd say is the key is we stand for putting a price on carbon. Tony Abbott, Julie's party, doesn't. And in this day and age, when the science is beyond dispute, you can have an argument about whether a thing could or should have been deferred for 2 years, delayed for 2 years, and I've just given my response to that question. But right now, here we are in the middle of 2011, or in April 2011, and it's quite clear. The science is clear. We must put a price on carbon. Our government's committed to doing that. They're opposing it. That's
okay, all right, we've got to...